Anybody have any questions? Any more we can do for you guys?
Polk State College is right down the road.
Okay.
Thank you for being here. Our city just loves you. I mean, Polk County does, and we want to thank you for the investment in Winter Haven. You can see we have great leadership and great representatives, but just want to thank you for your leadership at the state level.
Sure. Great.
Governor, can I ask you a question about COVID?
Sure.
We're, obviously on the other side of this latest surge, which is great. I was just wondering if you've had the opportunity to look back, kind of reflect on what could have been done differently with 56,000 Floridians dying. Are there any lessons that you learned, things you wish you had done differently?
Well, I think if you look back what we did, we were here. The fact that we were the first state in the country to really put these early treatments on the front burner. We've now done over 130,000 Floridians have received early treatment, monoclonal antibody treatments through our sites. And that has saved thousands and thousands and thousands of people for being hospitalized. How do I know? Because they let you know about they were one step removed. So that saved a lot of lives. I think that going back when these first came out, I think that those should have been something that were really on the front burner. And I know a lot of folks, there was a lot of other things going on, but man, you heard very little about this early treatment from the powers that be in D.C. And so we were in a situation over the summer, you have the big Delta wave in the South, and almost none of the people who were hospitalized had gotten any type of early treatment. And so, yes, we have, 13, 14 millions of folks vaccinated. Unfortunately, some, particularly our elderly, you were seeing people getting infected even though they were, and so that was kind of a missing piece. So I think we were able to really fill a gap, but I do think, this should have been something that from the HHS and the whole national perspective was letting people know that if you do get infected, this is something. And in our sites, fortunately, we're now bottom two. I think we're 48th or 49th in terms of COVID infection based on different estimates. And so the demand for that has been less than it was 2 months ago. But still, you look at the folks that are going into our sites now, it's 50-50 between people that have been vaccinated and not vaccinated. And so, we had hoped that once you had the vaccine that was kind of, you'd be impervious to being infected. And I know even Biden said, again, falsely, that get it so that you won't get it. But we know people, or the breakthroughs, this is happening. So you have to have a treatment option. Even the CEO of Pfizer said that they're producing they said you got to have therapeutics too, and so they're developing one. But I think we had a lot of success, and we were able to, when Biden cut our allotment coming into Florida, put us in a very difficult situation. I was able to go out, get more supply from another manufacturer, and we actually have had some really good stories about the sotrovimab that's been done. And so fortunately, even with us being cut, because we were able to get that additional supply and because the infections have gone down so dramatically, we're hopefully going to be able to get everyone that needed to be. But I think it's important to point out, you go back 6-8 weeks ago, and there were people saying, oh, you're going to have kids in school, all this other stuff's going to go. And the fact is, the COVID has gone down dramatically since kids went back into school. I mean, if you look at the beginning of September until the present, you've had massive declines all across the state in this COVID. And so I think that the notion that people are still trying to restrict these kids with schools is totally not based in reality, and it's totally unscientific. And so we were very much a leader last year in making sure the kids were in school in person, and then this year, we wanted them in school with parents really being in the driver's seat about how they're doing that. And I think that the results, are in on that, and we've seen huge declines across the board, even as we put 2.5–3 million kids back into the classroom, and that's a really good thing. Okay, we'll see you guys soon. Take care.